Well, hello, everyone. I'm TarotStache. Thanks for joining me for something new. So please let me know you can hear me okay. I have a very different setup. This is the Magic Begins, where I'm going to actually show you the process that I use when I make fabric paintings. So, as always, please remember this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really? Okay, everybody can hear me. Kaylee is here. Maru is here. Free Spirit. When Gerald has better nails than I do. Lois, thank you for being here. Garnet, Nancy. Okay, so here's what's going on. Today, I'm going to show you a little bit about the process that I use to make fabric paintings. Now, here's a couple of examples of fabric paintings that I have done. Let me set these up like this. Let me move these. By the way, please do me the thing, like and subscribe. It's free. Also, please let me know if you like this. Maybe I should do more of them. So, this is the inspiration photo that I used for the first piece that I'm going to show you. Here's the inspiration photo. Do you like that? Can you see it? So there's that. And here is the finished piece that I created using this as inspiration. So I'm thinking, let's see if I can hold this up a little bit. You can see that I had a little bit of fun, and so this is fairly small. I wanted it to be small, and I'm going to turn on a light to see if this helps. See if it helps with the light. Okay. So so here what we have is we have, this is the piece, the inspiration photo. Thank you for liking it. I see Timmy here, and um, Joanne Miranda, Purple Moon Tarot. That's great. So, and then what I did, let's see if I can. What I did was I you can actually see some of the little bit of textures that I have, and then I did what I like to call thread painting. These are very similar to the way that I used to do a lot of my sketching. I would have a really large piece, and then I would allow the pieces to bleed off of the edge. So, um, so, so there's that, and you may not be able to see it, but there's some folds in the fabric there, and so I was using batik fabric as well as some solids, and then if I flip it over, you can see the threads there. Oh, Joanne took a workshop on this technique. So I did see Linda pop in. So here's one of the ones that I did, and what I do is I actually keep the inspiration piece with it. So this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, so you can see how large it is. Put this back, and then here's the inspiration piece for this next one. See that? And then here's what I ended up with. I'm actually a very big fan of this one. This one makes me ridiculously happy. This one actually has some sleeves to be able to hang it. So, and gee, Gerald, all you had to do was find. Yes, it is Devil's Tower. Hi, rest, Bob's Barbara. Um, People are like, going, all you got to do is find uh, um, cloud fabric. Well, I do have a lot of cloud fabric. However, what I did with this is I've layered cloud fabric on top of each other to get what it is that I really wanted. And so what's really fun, and this does hang off the bottom. So again, 8.5 by 11, and you can see this is why I want it hanging like that. Hi, Beth. Barbara Berkman is here. This one seems more refined, more time spent. It's interesting you should say that, Timmy, because this was one that I did after I did this one, so that's true. And I really liked just the lot of the simplicity of this. Now, here, I'll let you in on a little secret for this one. This fabric here looks like mountains, doesn't it? I mean, looks like mountains, right? Guess what? It's not mountains. This fabric is actually peanuts. It's an assorted nuts, and you really can't see them. And I did not think ahead enough to grab some of that fabric. Let me see if I can find some of it. Yes, yes, I have some of it. Let me show you what I have. So this fabric right here is actually this fabric. So what I ended up doing is this, and then I used some batik with this. I do not use markers on this. Some people have used markers, and so what I did is I don't know if you can see that there is some depth to it, and so I had a lot of fun folding it. I folded this fabric up to create that. Timmy says now I can see the whole chat. Oh, good, Timmy. By the way, everybody, Timmy is here. Timmy is a new follower, and we also have. Let's see. Have you ever thought of having a gallery exhibition with your incredible work? I would love to do that. I need a lot more. Purple Moon Tarot is here. Thank you. Uh, Hershey is here. Hello. So, so I just see here's one of the things that I do is when I am searching for fabric, I am always looking for colors and visual textures that have nothing to do with what's the actual what's the actual design. So when I bought this, I also bought this, and I have this, which is in a darker tone. This is more reds. Hi, Pamela. So okay, so there's some examples of what I've done, and I'm also a person who I love me some threads. Love it. Love to have some fun with that because that's part of what I did with my paintings or my drawings. I would use very bright colored um, surprises of color. So, and here's the back. So, and Joanne does the same thing looking for that. So now, so this was a couple of years ago that I did this. And then what I did was I actually last year I was playing with some fabric and some wash away interfacing or stabilizer. Basically, wash away stabilizer is something that it's a very thin piece of fiber, and I put it somewhere. Oh, it's right here. So it looks like this. And the idea is that it keeps the fabric or what you're working on stable. And this, I was just playing with the technique of is what would happen if I simply layered scraps of fabric. This was done last year between two pieces of this interfacing. It's like, what would happen? And I'm a real fan of these little see-through bits. It's hard to show. And what's great is you could look at it this way, or you could look at it this way. So this was the first time that I was experimenting with that. It is a fun technique to use up small pieces, absolutely. And hi, Annie Bear. Good to see you. And so this is one that I did where this was a great deal of fun. I used that technique, and then I thought, ooh, let me go ahead and do some layers and layers and layers. This ended up actually the inspiration photo for this was this picture of Maui. And I have there is a link in the fabric paintings or the fabric art playlist of the final piece. This is something that I gave to Betsy Palmer, and you can actually see what it what it looked like. So this was a sketch for that. And the nice thing about this, the nice thing about this is this um, it really has lot of beautiful layers of fabric. There are no bad pictures from Hawaii. Yeah, that is actually true. I've never tried Nuno felting. Yeah, the first one that you talked about, this one could be a really fun scarf, Kaylee, and I actually think are a couple of techniques for that. So what's great is you can also see it from the other side, so you can see the layers that are built up. And I do have a sleeve here so that you can actually hang it. And this is Maui Sunset Study, and I finished it Friday, the 24th of May in 2024. So, Had Enough is here. Hi, Had Enough. So, so that was the inspiration for that one. So, I'm going to take a sip and find out do people, I do want to encourage people to subscribe and to give me some feedback because is this something you would enjoy seeing more of the creative process? Because what I'm doing now, I have all of these photos for a commission. I'm taking a sip for my great nephew. And my great nephew, my sister, took her grandson on a trip of state parks. And she sent me a whole bunch of photos. So I'm like going, what can I use? What can I use? And so what I have here are some photos that I'm thinking about using. Barbara would love to see more. She would like to see more. Joanne, Hypnicity. Everybody would like to see more. Okay, we can do more. So here's one photo. These are my top 3 photos, I think, that I'm I'm considering. This is has some nice reflections there. And then this one. I also think this one's quite fun with the rock is really a very orangey red, really quite nice. And then there's these, which are Mesa Verde National Park. And so I was playing with this, trying to get, these are all the, well, okay, wait a minute. These are all the ones that I have really liked. Isn't that pretty? Similar to the one that I did. Something in the orange, Miles said. Purple Moon likes photo number 2, which is this one. It is quite pretty. I'd pick the Mesa Rock Blue Sky one. That one, Timmy. Because there's also this one, which could give some beautiful contrast between the blue and the gray. This one is similar to the one that I showed you earlier, so I'm sort of like, oh, I've sort of done that. So I like the first one. I love that sky. Miles said 3. I say 1. Uh-oh. So there's some disagreement there. So, well, I have, oh, and then here's 2 other photos that are really pretty. This one could be a lot of fun because of all of these steps could lead to an interesting technique. This is also quite nice as well because I could definitely layer this and then have multiple layers here. Can't really see those because this is the Badlands National Park and this is Yellowstone National Park. So, but hi, Jonathan. Good to see you. So I'm actually really liking these 2 initially. Love the ones with the deep blue skies and contrast to the rocks. Play Love Remember. Hello. Texture on that step 1 is cool. Yeah. Yeah. Bright flat blue sky. Yeah. This is this is definitely a challenge because I have so many photos. I mean, come on. I have a whole bunch of photos, which are good, but boy, it can be a bit challenging. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick one of these to start with. I'm going to here's 1, here's 2. So the idea is the commission is for something about 11 by 17. So it's going to be in this ratio. And pick 2 for that contrast. Yeah, there's a lot of orange in the first one. Joanne likes this one. You have a whole planet, Gerald. I do. Well, and what's great is what I'm also understanding and realizing is I'm going to be able to do several of them. That's the goal. That's the goal. And what I can do is I can pick fabrics for one of these today, and then maybe I could pick another. I could pick fabric for another one. Now, here's the challenge: going for quilt retreat. And I've promised my husband that that I can actually pack much lighter. So, um, and so what I have told him is that I could get all of the fabric that I need in something this size. So I don't know if you can see that. And of course I took the label off. So this is, I got this on sale. So I'm just like going, I could do this, and then I have that because what I usually take with me is to be honest with you, everybody, I have taken huge tubs of fabric so that I have a lot of options. So those are both beautiful scenes. You can have fun with tiny trees. Yes. Progression from warm to cool. Yes. Um, Lois loves the one on my right, which is this the one on your right? So Pamela likes this one. So the left one looks like it requires less fabric. That would be more about texture. Oh, this one would be more about texture. So love photography. Joanne is doing this one. I'm thinking, okay, this I'm looking at the screen, so this one would be like, see, and this is um Mersed River. So, okay. So what we're going to do is I am going to start. I worked in a Barbara worked in a quilt shop for 10 years. So many fabrics, so little time. Yes. Yes. Fall or summer. Yeah. So I'm going to start with this one. And part of what I have to consider, excuse me if I am breathing quickly. Part of what I have to consider is how am I going to put these together? What sort of fabric am I going to, how am I going to put this together and with layers? So I'm going to take a sip. You all can't see me. So here's part of my process. What I'm looking at is I am going to be going from the background. Let me see if I could do, or see if I can hold it up with this. I'm going to go from, going to be considering how I'm going to layer it is I'm going to consider going from the background to the horizon line and the foreground to the horizon line. Now, I have a couple of options. Sky and water first, then layer mountains, yes. Then trees on top with the foreground, yes. So because I want to use this technique where I'm doing the layering, I could very easily create, I could use, if I could find some fabric that's a blue, I could actually have a blue fabric and put it there, put it on there. And I have put some fabric around. And then, so blue, and then I would start with this mountain, and then this one, and then this one. Um, I would actually, okay, I am going to adjust what I said. I'm going to start with this blue, and I'm going to do here, here, and here. Then I'm going to actually put a really bright uh, chartreuse green down, because look at that contrast between this here and then this. This is a reflection of the water, and then we have the water reflecting the sky. So, hi, Viviani. Um, is that size 11 by 17 piece of paper? No, this is actually, this is a 8.5 by 11. So I'll be able to bring it up. So I'm going to open some fabric right here. This was fabric that I had really for, where'd it go? I don't know. Do you ever like forget where you put things? It's like, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, this is the fabric collection that I had for when I was doing, yeah, gone. Okay. The Maui photo. When Gerald loses things, there we go. So, but this is all of that fabric, how I grabbed these together of all of the things that could be possible here. Could these fit with that? I'm not sure. Yeah, fabric stash. There you go. Sip, sip, Gerald. Yes, that is great advice. I'm doing that right now. Mm, much better. Okay. So now I've wandered over to a place to where you all can't see me. Um, and I'm just going to start tossing some fabric in because I suddenly have this inspiration to just go. People are talking about wanting to see what you're doing, Gerald. Let them do that. And so not all overlays have to be horizontal. That is absolutely correct. So, so if I'm looking here, so I'm looking and I'm going, oh, what fabric? This could be used there. That could work. I don't really have any purples like this. I do have some of this color. This may be a little on the green side. I think this is always a good fabric to have. I got lots of little strips of that. Oh, we have some blue, which could be down there. And again, I have some more gray. I love this gray. Does anybody know grunge fabric who, here, this could be really nice there because see the nice little texture, folding that. Look at that. You know, what's interesting about this is while it's not good for up here, it might be appropriate for down here. And you know what I could do is okay. So then we have some more blues up here. And these are solid blues. All right, the stripy one with the blue green. This I like to toss some of that there. I am not seeing, to be honest with you, I'm not seeing any of these colors in there, so I'm not going to taunt me with that. I am, however, going to taunt me with this because here's something interesting is when you're working with fabric, this might be good for here, like right here. Could get some blue. See, that could be really nice. Actually, this could be really good there. But also remember looking at the back side of it, the back side of the fabric could be quite good. And okay. And by the way, if I'm working on something that's going to end up being 11 by 17 or thereabouts, I don't have to have lots and lots of big pieces of fabric. So I have to calm that down. Here's some fabric that I have could be very nice in here. And whilst it looks a little bit like water, if I fold it, are you seeing that? If I fold it like that, you're going to get a different texture. You're going to get a different texture. So I love me some of that. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Put that there. Okay. Now here's the fun thing for that you all aren't going to be seeing is this when this is done, somebody, me, has to go through and put all of this stuff back. Okay, so there's that. Ooh, I think I do want to take that just in case. Now, I am going to try to keep this to water and trees. Hi, Diana. Okay, so I'm putting that there. Now, this is a piece that a friend of mine sent me that I really, really like the photo, and I've gathered fabric for it. So if we're looking from here for some of this greenery, this could be very nice right here. This could actually work quite nicely in here as well. And then we have this green here, which is this is a really good, nice little color that I have used previously. And then I have this, which is a great little fabric because it has browns and greens on it. And so I will actually keep that. And then, okay, here we go. How about that for some green? Might actually take a strip of that. Or this. Actually, I actually like this a whole lot better. See? See how that pops? You could go this right here belongs there. So that's a lot of fun. So that's, and then this is really good too. And by the way, yeah, I like the greens too. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan likes the organization of my fabric. Well, I try to put it into bags that will work together or boxes. So, and oh, this I can't use this because this is the what's going to start for this one. There's that. So here we go. Now, yeah, Linda likes them both. I love that there is a schlock of pale terracotta across the river. Yeah, you're right. So, and so this color could also work down here. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't want to have to take all of it, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to do this thing to where I'm going to snip it and then I'm going to tear it. And I might tear a little bit more so that I can, is this driving anybody crazy? Seeing me rip that. Okay, so this I know will go there. That works. And then fold, fold, fold. It's a lot of fun. You know, y'all aren't here watching me fold things. So, how was everybody's weekend? I am going to take a good bit of this. And this is, for those of you who know, this is basic grays grunge. Love me some of the grunge. And look at the back of that. So, there's more mix of greens. I love that. Then there are schlock of pale terracotta across the river. Rip away. Straighter lines. Yes, absolutely straighter lines. I'm also going to cut another. Some of you may say, well, Gerald, why aren't you actually cutting a larger piece? Because I have changed my mind. I'm going to try to put those back in there. I am going to use a little bit of this. I think a little bit of this could be fun there. There comes a point when making a piece of fabric painting, as I like to call them, where it goes from being a representation to, trying to do an exact replication. Two, it ended up being inspired by. So, and oh man, Kaylee was at a holistic fair. This is fabric that I absolutely love. This is a hand paint batik fabric from Lund Fabrics. If you ever want some amazing hand paint colors and hand paint batiks, this is gorgeous. This color is not showing up because this is a really acidy green. And Diana was up close and personal with Alice Cooper. I actually go with my some friends, and this is what's interesting. Do you see how there's variations here? Do you see how this fabric might work in multiple places? Because this piece here might go nicely here. This piece here could go nicely there. And then we have this dark, which could go beautifully right here, here, and then layers on top of that. I think I'm going to have to actually take this whole piece of fabric with me just to be safe. So I will do that. And I've got probably a good, maybe a yard of that. And this is so good. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to pause and take a sip, catch up in the chat. It is beautiful fabric. So, that, and a little bit of that already. This is some fabric there. I'm going to put this back here so that I can have that. And okay. So let me take stock of what I have, because that for me is an important thing, because I can get very overwhelmed with what I'm working on. I try to, I don't know about you, but the visual artist here, yeah, it is a smart use of the pattern fabric, Jonathan. Um, so here's something that is an important thing, is I have to give myself some constraints, because if I just take all of my fabrics, I am going to go crazy and I'm not going to be able to see things correctly. I will get overwhelmed. And there will come a point when I will know when to actually stop looking at the photo and try to make the piece work. So I am almost here at this point to where I need to go. I can tell you I'm going to need a brighter blue. These blues are not going to cut it. However, these blues may work quite nicely with the other fabric. And I'm going to dig deep into my big bin of fabrics, because I have whole boxes of fabric here, people. I mean, lots of pieces of fabric. I mean, so many, it's just holy fracking overwhelming. And and so I'm doing things like, oh yeah, I think that could work. Oh yeah, I think that could be fun. Oh yeah, I think that could be fun. And then I start to go, that is just far too much. I can't handle that. This is going to be, not necessarily for this, but I am going to, no, it's actually, it could be here, maybe the back. Actually, that's interesting, isn't it? Maybe the back. This back could be some of those. Do you see that? Can you can you see how if we were to look at the back of that fabric, that could actually be turn into a mountain? Hmm. Now I know who I can send my fabric to if I never get my sewing dreams in gear. Sounds like me and paper fabric too. Yeah, yeah. So it's like, for instance, this is something that I have some blues here, but what I'm looking for is I'm looking for fabric that will work with this. And I'd hate to have to go to the fabric store. I mean, I shouldn't need to because I've got almost all of the fabrics here. Yes, and I'm genuinely mean almost all of the fabrics. And but I am not seeing a good blue. Oh, wait a minute. It's not good blue. But I did see in some photos where I had some yellows that were needed. Yellows, that could be a good one for something else. This is not going to be bright enough on either side. Ooh, look at that. See these? These are batiks. This batik could be very nice here. Do you see that? Just my just to be right of the picture's blue corner peeking out. So I like that. And then when you have something, what's great is like here. I don't know if you can't see that really here, but this texture, this is a great texture for that. It looks like it could work nicely with that, as could this. And then the nice thing about batiks are the same on both sides. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to save myself and I'm just going to put all of these in here because these I think could all work quite nicely. And these are some 10-inch squares. So I'm taking that. Stick with me, everybody, because I will show. Oh, and look at some of those. Gosh, look at some of those. I like those pops of bright color. These are these are nice. The problem is with some of these, they may appear too blue, or the design could actually not lend itself well. It's a decent blue. It's not really a flat blue, but it's pretty. See, this is. This maybe. There's some of the mountains. Okay. So literally, I mean, seriously, everybody, look at this. I've got all sorts of fabrics that could be could be possible for this. Ooh, I need that from what I'm working on. Not for this one, but now I'm getting distracted by the fabrics. Oh, yeah, okay. Here, you like some of those hand paint stuff? How about those? Now, this is just love, love, love. This needs to go for some of the other stuff. This could work very nicely for here. Um, yeah, okay. Okay, and then, oh, nice. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. See, I'm getting distracted by fabric. This could be rocks, like that. It needs to go with the reds. Ooh, how fun. Okay, now I'm totally distracted. So stop it, Gerald. Stop it, stop it, stop it. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to stop looking at stuff. I'm going to put this away. I'm going to put this down here. I'm still looking for that blue, though. If I have just a blue background. Have I lost anybody? The water has an orange looking area. Yes. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out fabric that I have into areas that it may fall, where it could go. So let's just say that I'm going to here, let's start here so you can see that. And so what I've got now is yeah, come up for air. You can tell I'm like So I don't really have a good blue yet. I will find one. So tune back in because there will be a blue. But I am really drawn to these colors here. And so what I can see is doing something like this, like that. I could also do some stuff here, like that. This is actually more green. And then we have, I'm going to put some of this down here. That. Some of it down here. I'm going to put some of this blue over here. Just for starts. Need something like that there. And then we can actually see. So then we have like this. And then we have like this and this. Could work nicely there. This could actually go here. I need some stripes of, yeah, something like that could work. I do need to think about this mountain. And where I was saying is I had mountain here, like that, correct? I also could have mountain little here. This is a blue. This is an interesting experience. If you've never had to talk out loud while you're working on something, this is a fascinating experience. Something like that. So we had that. Now I need a nice little solidy gray. Well, I'm going to put this here for right now. And I wanted to prove to you that I needed this. Again, so we have a bit of play like this here. Okay. Can you see what I'm doing here? Let me pause there. I love that you're doing it, Gerald. So inspiring. Well, thank you. And so, and then this is okay. So I just, I'm pausing here and I'm looking, can you see what I'm doing? I'm building up. Right now, I do need some more, I need some greens here. Let's put some greens here. That may be a little too much, but there you go. And then I have some other greens. So you can do that. Oh, the visions that the folds and colors are creating. I even see a replica of a painting of Merlin in that one. That's fun. Yeah. Okay, Maru is seeing the vision taking place. So for people who may never have done something like this before, are you seeing what I'm doing? Are you getting some experience with getting inside Gerald's head? And if you're, if you're frightened, my apologies. But and so now this is where I'm going to pull back some of the stuff and I'm going to go, all right, what do we have here? Gosh, that's a lovely fabric. I don't know if it'll be for this one, but there you go. Do you ever mix fabrics or do you use exclusively cottons? I do mix fabrics. I will mix fabrics, um, different things that are made up. So, based upon what it is that I need and what I have available. So, that's something also that's important. If I don't have something available to me, or something's not actually available, then I won't. And then I have no problem with mixing fabrics. Okay, so I actually find your headspace fascinating, Gerald. Oh, creative genius. Inside Gerald's head is gorgeous. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Jonathan. So I think this is a really good start. I like this. Now, what I will do is I am also thinking about how I put this together because, again, I need a good blue. Sometimes I buy solid fabrics that will make a very nice um, base for something. This is some hand dyed fabric that this is actually a really lovely fabric. And I could actually see putting this right here. And that may be what I do because just because it appears solid here doesn't mean that it actually has to be solid. So if I did this, and I went like you can't see it, it's a little, and I did something like that. See if I can do that. Nope. Okay, you can't. So what I will do is I will take a photo of this collection and then I will keep it in mind for what I was thinking. And um, but what I'm going to do is I think I have a really good selection of fabric pulled for this piece in particular. And I will actually gather all of this fabric and put it into a a little tub so that I can actually use it. It'll probably go into something like this, so it's very easy to organize. And um, yeah, but I'm slightly annoyed that I don't have that blue. And this is where where I have to go. Gerald, stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about it. I think it could be more realistic feeling if it's not a flat color. That's true. What is the largest number of layers that you use? Lots of layers, form dimension. You are absolutely correct. I will use as many layers as I need in order to get the sense of what is going on. What I will try to do is most of the time stuff that is in the forefront, like here, and stuff that is in front of these mountains, these trees. I will do more textures and more layers on that because what I, this this dark here probably won't have a whole lot of stitching on it. Um, it won't have because a lot of stitching in bright colors will be here. Definitely in the greens. I'll probably use a lot of blues. I will use oranges, pinks, bright pinks, and neon colors just to get a sense of excitement. And because that's sort of how I work, I love how we have a reflection of the mountain right here in this little bit of the water. I think that's fascinating. But here it will probably be, if it'll be anything, it'll be straight lines. By layers, do you mean folds? Actually, I do mean layers because since I'm going to be using the wash away interfacing, I will be able to create. I could actually do this whole thing in. I could do a layer of this for the blue sky. I could do a layer of this mountain. Then I could do this mountain. I could put that on top of what I've sewn after I've gotten rid of the wash away stabilizer and then put this on it. And then, I could actually do a layer of all just the trees and then put that layer on top of the other one so that there's some excitement with it. So actually, I am glad I found this so that I can actually calm down. I think this is going to be a really beautiful space up here. And well, thank you, everybody. I hope that was somewhat enjoyable for you. Please do me the favor to like and subscribe because that'll let me know you want me to do some more of this. And would you be crossing the sky with the threads? Actually, probably, Maru. I would be doing some of that because I like the way it looks. I like the layering and the excitement of that. Well, thank you, Play Love Remember. So thank you, Janine. It's great to have everybody here and watching, and we will say farewell. So again, this is Gerald TarotStache. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to see more of what's going on inside my head, let me know. Everyone, please do me the favor and take care. And we will see you later today. I've got a couple of other shows. Bye.